I grew up as a farm worker, so I remember seeing my mom and my dad busting their tail out in the sun, dragging their knees through that hot dirt and the fields of eastern Washington, and see my son learn a trade, make good wages, make good benefits. Man, that's just being on top of the world. The first time I ever got to work with him was at a dental clinic over in Issaquah, and it's pretty cool. You know, he's brand new apprentice. I was working for R. Cortez Construction, and we'd started doing some work up here in Washington. A good friend of mine who owns the company, who's been my mentor, and so I got the privilege to work with my son, and still got a picture. And we're both dirty, we're both in there hanging it, and you know, it was kind of like the first time that I got to, you know, see my son as not that little kid anymore, but as a well-developed man who, you know, went to college, decided to go into the apprenticeship program. So we did a children's hospital, and that was about a $1.1 million job. It was a very scary one. It was our first one as a small company. And you know, when I opened up my company, I knew it was going to be union. And so it's been tough as a minority DB and MB company. But at the end of the day, man, we went out there, we did the grind. Jimmy was freshly coming out as a journeyman, and he took that job and, you know, brought it in where it needed to be brought in. And so I was pretty happy to see him really manage that big job with me.
I think one of the projects, it was actually not too long ago, right? But we do the grind, right? And so it's challenging, right? And I remember this project we were doing at Fred Hutch, and it's a night job, and I'm tired, and my dad's tired as well, right? But we stuck it out, right? And I think that's what's really built our relationship a lot is being able to kind of suffer together. Even though we don't want to do it, we push each other, right? We push each other and obviously want to make each other proud. So that's what's helped us just get through the grind, right?
I have a lot of respect for my son, you know, to do the trade, one, but two, to go to college, get his master's degree and still go out here and want to do the grind. I mean, that to me is just above just what you expect from a son. My mom and dad they came here undocumented from Guatemala in 1974. I was born in 1975, but might as well have immigrated, right? I was raised as an immigrant child. I was raised as a farm worker. The proudest moments of my life were when my father was in the Carpenters Union. I got to work with him, right? It was like, that was pretty cool, you know? And then my mother was also in the Carpenters. She was a trade show worker. You know, she just retired. And that was another proud moment of me, right? Because both my parents were farm workers, but somebody got to do it, and it was them. And so it was kind of cool to brought them to jobs that had benefits, healthcare, learning opportunity. That's my mom and dad. I mean, everybody loves their mom and dad, right? You know, my dad used to say, "Mijo, there's three kinds of people in the world: the dreamers, the talkers, and the doers. Who are you?" And I've been trained by my dad and my mom and my family that if it's going to get done, it's going to be by you. And the name of the company, actually, I remember my first union job. You know, I was living about 3 hours away from here, and remember we got hired and said, "Hey, if you can come the next morning, let's start over here at Pacific Place." We drove back and I got up in the morning. I couldn't believe I was making $24 an hour that time, total package, you know, with benefits, healthcare, and it changed my life.
I think every individual, any son, really, you look up to your parents, right? And I've always had this insane respect for my father because he gets down and dirty, right? And he leads by example. And so that's always drawn me to be like him. The biggest lessons that I learned from my father was, hey, you know what? Don't be, because there's a lot of people that say college is the only route, but don't be ashamed of being a carpenter. It is one of the best titles that you can have.
You know, I'm privileged because I get to work with my son every day. Not only do I get to work with him in the field, but also, you know, with the business, Ahora Construction. Ahora means now. And the name actually came from my father when he says, "Hey, mijo, if we're gonna get it done, we're gonna do it ahora." So I was in bed and I was like feeling guilty that it was about 9:30. And my dad's image came into my head. "Hey man, if it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done ahora." And I've been searching for a name of a company with the name, and so I went in there, and everyone I checked, somebody had taken, and then I looked up Ahora Construction, and I said, "Mira, ahí sale un nombre." So that's the birth of Ahora Construction. I'm very grateful to the organization. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wouldn't be for United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. If you're a union member, if you're an apprentice, and you're not going to your local meetings, and you're not going out and taking continual education, you're cheating yourself. This is the best organization to be able to build your leadership skills. Shit happens, but here's the thing. I'll tell you one thing with Jimmy Jr. and I'm a carpenter the day I die. And so even if I try hard, I will never, ever, ever, ever be able to be as poor as I was when I was growing up, because I got a trade.